who should be in charge? Someone who can organize and marshal, someone with vision, someone who can adapt and navigate through chaos, someone like an ENTJ. ENTJs want to take action, organize, and rearrange things in a way that is more effective, efficient, and structured. They are very future focused because of their introverted intuition. But it's important to observe the order. They are led by a desire to act and move the world, and they create visions and goals in order to satisfy that constant need. It's introverted intuition feeding extroverted thinking. This is the essential element that cannot be measured by any analysis or device, and I believe it's at the heart of success in all things. The power of intuition and the ability to harness and use it like a master. Garry Kasparov. Their intuition is fuel. They have the natural skills of certain types of leaders, and of course there are many different kinds of leaders. I talk about efficiency a lot with certain types, but why is that so important? It confers a huge competitive advantage. If you, your team, or your organization can do a task more quickly or with the least amount of friction, the compounding effect of speed that you gain is enormous. Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in 80 to 100 hour weeks every week. This improves the odds of success. If other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve. Elon Musk. Another advantage of this level of speed is that you realize where you were wrong much faster, and therefore have more time to adjust and adapt. This is in contrast to people or types that plan for ages and delay taking action. Which brings me to another ENTJ advantage. Adaptable strategists. Napoleon revolutionized warfare not just because of his superior planning abilities or his streamlined communication networks, although of course they contributed as well. It was the fluidity and flexibility of his armies. Instead of other military leaders who would organize their armies in these bulky, rigid, and very slow formations, where they'd march in big blocks, sometimes like automatons walking into gunfire, he split his forces into these smaller, more mobile groups who were self-sufficient and led by people that he delegated to. He would rain chaos down on his enemies, who would feel like they were being attacked from all sides in completely unpredictable ways. This is the genius of the ENTJ, I believe. The capacity to combine strategy and real-time adaptability. They strike the balance between planning and doing, between thinking and acting. The winner. Principle is okay up to a certain point, but principle doesn't do any good if you lose. Dick Cheney. That's a pretty brutal and ruthless philosophy, but dare I say those traits have been known to serve people, at least in certain pursuits. As much as I point out the dangers of the inferior function, there are also benefits. There are many situations where the ability to ignore emotions, whether that's your own or other people's, can actually give you a much more clear vision of the best course of action. It allows ENTJs to power through situations and scenarios that other people and types might find extremely emotionally difficult. Ambition for its own sake. Most ENTJs I know are ambitious, and simply not everyone is. In fact, I'd say most people I know don't feel that intense desire to achieve. So rather than it necessarily being their skill set or their strategic mind, it's that core desire to rise up the ranks, to achieve and excel, that make them strong leaders and dangerous competitors. If you're an ENTJ, then visiting our website would be a very good strategic move. Feel free to check out lovewhoworld.com.